Hello, hello, good afternoon. It's Monica from Life is Art, and hello. This is the catalog launch party, and we are launching Stampin' Up's mini catalog, the January through April 2025 catalog. I'm just seeing if we can get all of our focus in focus here. And looks like I was hoping that while we were off for a couple weeks holidays, that YouTube would have figured out the whole distortion thing, but it appears to still be distorted, so we're a little bit squished in from the sides for some odd reason. I'm gonna have to see if I can find some other way to sort that out. I was just hoping that YouTube would figure that out for us. All right, if you're joining me live, just say hello or howdy so I know you're here. In order to be able to chat on the live broadcast, you'll need to sign in to YouTube. And I think it works best if you sign in with a Gmail account. And because I love to hear what you guys are thinking as we walk through the catalogs. I have two things on my table today that we're going to be taking a look at. We have the January to April mini catalog. So this started today at 2 o'clock this morning Eastern Standard Time. If you're somewhere else in the country, then it started at various times. And if you're in Australasia, then it started yesterday for us. And then I also have the Sale-A-Bration brochure to take a look at with you. If you are new to Stampin' Up, like I am, this may be your first Sale-A-Bration, although technically this is probably not my first Sale-A-Bration because I used to be a Stampin' Up customer many, many, many years ago when my friend Debbie was a demonstrator. And so we're going to be looking through this brochure as well. And I have a bunch of stuff to show you in full and living color. And so that's super exciting. I see that Dina is joining us. Howdy, Dina. And Deborah is here. Good afternoon, Deborah. So if you're popping on, just say hello and be sure to comment on the video at least once because there's going to be a door prize draw. And so in order to get into the door prize draw, you need to at least comment once on the live video. And I'm going to be doing some live crafting videos over the course of the next 4 hours. So you can comment on those as well. We're also playing some games. There's already one that's been posted, and that is the sort of scavenger hunt as we go through the mini catalog. And so if you haven't seen that yet, you might want to take a look at that because you can look for the stuff as we're going through the catalog. If you already have a catalog on hand because you had put an account in with me and I had one shipped to you, hopefully it arrived. Mine just arrived like in the last couple days. Hooray, phew, finally. You can look at your actual catalog, and if it hasn't arrived or if you didn't get one, you can look at the digital catalog, and I have posted links for the digital catalog on the event in the group. So this is the January to April mini catalog, and we're going to walk through it. Da, 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 da. Are you excited? The cover is gorgeous. Some lovely, soft, very spring-like colors happening there, making us feel like we need to be thinking about spring instead of all the floofy snow that was falling in Brampton today. We don't have that much snow on the ground, but it was falling all day, and it's just floofy. And so it's pretty, and it's easy to shovel because it's just fluffy. Okay, let's get this opened up. And if you haven't looked at one of the Stampin' Up! Catalogs before, there's a table of contents that kind of quickly directs you to a certain section you might be interested in. There's a little bit of a hello here as well, some lovely photos. And then there's a message from Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up! You can take a read through that online or in person. And then there's a little bit about the the mission of Stampin' Up. And so that's good information to look at. Now, they kind of go through a few things here talking about different kinds of crafting. So there's different things and different ways to craft. And if you are somebody who's been crafting for a long time, then you might be the kind of person who can just take some paper and some stamps, some cardstock, some ink, and just go to town, make all sorts of creative projects. And then there are people who have had brain drain and the week's been hard and they just want a kit and they're just going to put it together because it's quick and simple and they can do something creative and it doesn't take a lot of time or mess or extra things. Or maybe you're new to crafting and this is the first step and the kits are lovely for that. So there's different things. There's step-by-step projects. There are lots of kits available, and then they've got some here that are showing. But 3 new kits just launched today. How cool is that? There's one that's gift bags and gift card holders, sort of birthday themed. There's some birthday cards, and then there's one that's like sort of white on white. Do you ever like that white on white look with lots of layers and a little bit of texture on there? So there's a kit for that too. And then there's also quick and easy options using tags and ephemera and punch out bits to make your life easy. The next page has some jumping off points for you as you are thinking about making cards, some sort of little templates that you can use for cards and tags and things like that, and some different things that you can get to mix and match with. So this is kind of where the products are starting. Everything else before that was just sort of an introduction to everything. Tina says, I can't stop myself from mentioning it, that I love your blue nail polish. Well, that's good. I just did it today. This is, my daughter got into Gel Moment. She really wanted makeup and we said no. So we said, fine, we'll do nail polish. So we bought her the whole, starter kit for Gel Moment. And now she barely wears it. But of course, Mom got wearing it because I was the hand model. She got to paint my nails a lot. And so blue's my favorite. So this one I think is called Enchanted Night. And it's really pretty and it's got little iridescent bits. And unfortunately, I also have Band-Aid on my thumb because Canada and the dry weather and the cold has been wreaking havoc on my skin and washing too many dishes as well. So my hands have dried and I got a split in my thumb and it hurts. And I didn't want to get anything on any of my beautiful papers today. So I've got a Band-Aid, so hopefully that's not too distracting. We'll use the nail polish as a distraction from the Band-Aid. All right, so on this first page of products, we have some things that are great for mixing and matching. So these are things that you can use if you want to just do something quick and simple. You can add them into scrapbook pages, pocket pages, in a mini album, and you can create cards. So in fact, there are stripes and florals, mix and match cards and envelopes, and these are very lightly colored. Think about springtime, right? These would be great colors for wedding cards, for new babies, those kinds of things, and the envelopes match. And it's going to be very hard. It's very light blue, light pink kind of tones on there. You won't be able to see it on the camera, I'm afraid. And then we have some birthday treats mix and match ephemera pack where there are some sentiments, there are some die cut layers, and then there are some ephemera cakes and balloons and all those sorts of lovely things that you think of with the birthdays. I like that if you look here, you can see sort of browns and greens and blues. So it could lean towards masculine, but I think it's also definitely going to have feminine stuff in there. Hey, Laura. Good afternoon. And then we have the Spring Celebrations Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. And I think this is gorgeous. I haven't got it yet, but it's got little birds' nests and birds and butterflies and wood grain and all sorts of things in there. And there are printed sheets with some pre-cut images. And there are 6 sheets altogether, 2 each of 3 designs. So those are die cuts. I probably should have read here what these ones, it's basically the same thing. It's printed sheets, pre-cut images. And then down here we have Celebrate Love Mix and Match. So again, There are things that are pre-cut, just punch them out. They come out easily, and I'll show you some in a minute. And there's lovely little hearts and then sentiments. Now this next one I can actually show you because I have this one. It's the Washes and Florals Tags Mix and Match ephemera pack, and it has 6 sheets. Let me just bring it in so you can see. And they come with a nice chipboard backing on here so nothing gets, mangled up in the mail, which is awesome. And it's also good if you're somebody who does some creating and use chipboard. So if you make mini albums, well, there's a nice little cover for a mini album. It's nice and sturdy. And yeah, so you get a little extra in there just in the packaging. So here's the first sheet, and there's 2 of this. So we've got 6 tags on here. They've got lovely shapes on them. Let me just punch one out so you can see how easily they punch out. And so there's one of the tags. Isn't that gorgeous? Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This might come in handy for your scavenger hunt, just FYI. And then there's also these lovely arch-topped, very dark wood grain tags. So there's 2 sheets of those. Then there are 2 sheets of these tags, and these are sort of more traditionally shaped tags with the little notched corner there. Let me punch one out so you can see. They've got all the circles already punched in them. So you just pop the circle out, and there you go, ready to put a piece of ribbon or some string or whatever you want in there, some yarn, and add it onto a project. And then there's also these little ones that kind of look like kind of halfway in between tickets. And they've got a lovely little grid on them. And there are 3 of those, but 2 are long and narrow, and this one is sort of short and fat. So 2 pages of those. And then this one, look how pretty these are. So we've got a couple arched top large ones down here. Let me just punch that out. It's got sort of a watercolor wash. And that looks like fresh freesia there. Hopefully the color's coming through. It's got a hole punch there. And then up here, there are some little ones in what I think is Pool Party with lovely little dots all over them. So great for layering up and adding into projects. So those are the Washes and Florals Tags ephemera pack. And then there's also the Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack. And again, there are 6 sheets with pre-cut images. So let me bring those in because I can show you those up close, because sometimes it's just easier to see them up close. Again, look at that lovely piece of chipboard. Weird that we like our packaging, right? So here we've got sort of sentiments for all occasions. We've got Merry Christmas, get well soon, congratulations, another Happy Christmas, sending sunshine, happy birthday, thanks, happy day, happy Easter, best wishes, just a note, X's and O's, lots of things. And these are white background with black print. And I love that they're all different fonts. How fun is that? And they're shaped around the words. So they're not just boxes. They're shaped around there. If you ever wonder why I put things on my hand and hold them up, it's because if I just held up this thing, it would probably still focus on my table as opposed to the thing. And so by putting something bigger behind it, like my hand, it makes it focus on that up close. And then there's 2 sheets of this one that has sorry for your loss, Merry Christmas, thank you, happy birthday, happy Father's Day, missing you, welcome, happy Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, thinking of you, happy holidays. So there's 2 of those. And then there are 2 sheets of white print on black. Again, all different fonts. We've got To the Grad, congratulations, happy Halloween, sweet baby, best wishes, you did it, thinking of you, sending hugs, sorry, happy St. Patrick's Day, happy New Year, X's and O's, oh happy day. Lots of different things, and there's 2 of those. So beautiful array of sentiments, and some of them even work on scrapbooking layouts, right? They're not specifically having to relate to cards, which is awesome. Howdy, Shannon. Nice to see you joining. And then this is a whole page of inspiration using those tags and die cuts and ephemera, and you can just see what beautiful things have been created. And there's a very good chance that they are all somehow connected with these templates. They've probably used those as the jumping off point. I love this one. Look what they did. They just did the whole card using sentiments. Just a note to the grad, congratulations, you did it. Oh, happy day. Isn't that fun? They just combined a whole bunch of those sentiments to write out exactly what they wanted to say to the graduate. Hey, Janet. Good evening, afternoon. I guess it's heading towards evening. Feels like it is because it's getting dark outside. Hope you guys have joined me. I hope you're comfy. I hope you brought a drink. My daughter needed to stop at Tim Hortons on the way home because she has to work on an essay. And so basically mom brought her to work on her essay tonight. And of course, mom got some Tim Hortons at the same time. So the next page here, we have memories and more. Now, if you were a customer of Close to My Heart previously, you might recall the Picture My Life cards. There's also different companies that make cards for scrapbooking, card making, all those kinds of things. They can be combined with this lovely small album here, which is the basic black 6x8 album. I have one of those, been using it, loving it. You can get the variety pack of page protectors that go in it. You can combine it with a black Stampin' Right marker for doing all your journaling, also good for doodling. And then, of course, here is also some basic white assorted cards and envelopes. And these are in different sizes. There's some that are kind of standard size, and then there's sort of little mini ones as well. But the star of the page is the mixed media florals. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Probably going to be on a scavenger hunt thing. So this is the Memories and More pack. And there are 50 double-sided cards. And half of them are 3x4 and half of them are 4x6. Plus, there are 4 sticker sheets. So when you look at them in the catalog, you cannot see all of the goodness that is in there. So this is why I like to have this stuff on hand, because now you can get a eyeful of what's in there. So let's start with the 3x4 cards, and we're going to go quickly through these. This is worth remembering. I love that there's beautiful sentiments and sayings on a lot of them. Then the back side. So there are 2 of each, so I'll just kind of flip them. This one says, hooray, with gorgeous mixed media florals. The back side, lovely journaling spots. Look at those ladybugs. I think I'm holding these all upside down. And on the back side, there's that gorgeous one that looks like it's all been layered up. And then, there we go. We've got the world going in the right direction now. Then we've got some journaling with some florals. The back side is a nice stripe. I love that there's 2 of each, because inevitably you will see one and you will want to use both sides, right? That's just how we are. We see one and we want to use the other. Look at that one, gorgeous, black and white. And you know what you can do when you have something that's black and white like this? Hint, hint. Allison Mayo likes to share this little tip, is that you can take inks and color that. You can do a little ink blending on top. So if you want a little bit of pink on there, a little bit of blue, you can add that with a blending brush. Look at all those gorgeous ladybugs on the back. And then we've got a nice little leaf with a little bit of watercolor going around the outside. Little ladybugs. Aren't these cards pretty? Then we've got some monochromatic florals. Aren't these gorgeous? Can you just see them accenting your pages and card fronts? And then on the back side, look at those gorgeous tulips. Springtime. Today was great. You know, I think I've said this about 100 times now. You know how you get things and they're always like, best day ever, best day ever. yeah, there really should only be one best day ever in your life, although it might change over time. But I like that it's like today was great. It didn't have to be the best day ever, but it was great. Um, Nice little framed journaling spot or a spot to add a photo. Look at those. I believe that is a scavenger hunt thing. So we're on page 17 in case anybody wants to write that down. And then we've got some gorgeous watercolor. I'm going to have to speed up. There's a lot of these. I won't describe every single one of them. I will just show you what they look like. And what an adventure! Love it. Love it. Look at the gorgeous colors that we've got going on there. Good times. I obviously looked through this before because everything is willy-nilly in it. I think that's one of my favorites. Very pretty. This one looks kind of tropically. And then we've got the black outline on the back side. There's a hello there. And more of those gorgeous florals. So much love. And then on the back side, some lovely black and white friends forever. And flip it over. Are you getting the idea that these could be useful for something? This happened. I like that. All right, so those are the 3x4s. We're only halfway through that pack. I've got to say that this is an amazing pack of things. We're going to have fun with those. So here are the 4x6s, and I'm going to go through these fast. We've got Grateful. And then on the back side, some of these patterns are repeated, but slightly larger scale of patterns. That one says thank you. Family time on the back. I like that some of them are vertical and some are horizontal. We've got a nice little grid. Today, this looks great for like people who do like bullet journaling pages. There's some gorgeous florals. Look at that. Lovely stripes. A nice spot to put a photo or add a sentiment. Backside, you are loved. This is our story. Backside. Look at that. Another lovely journaling spot. I'm liking the black and white mixed in with a lot of those sweet colors. Helps to tone them down. Capturing memories one photo at a time. Exactly what we're doing when we're scrapbooking, right? And then we get to stickers. And yes, these are stickers. So we've got little banners, circles, little extra things you can add in, dates, strips. And there's 2 of those. And then this one has a few sentiments. Happy birthday. Heartfelt thanks. You are amazing. Celebrate. Just a note to let you know I'm thinking of you. And then some lovely little accent pieces. Some little ladybugs. And there's 2 of those. So very cool. You get lots of cards. And you also get some stickers. These are fun. For working on little projects with littler people too, because they like those stickers, right? So those are the mixed media memories and more. Then we come into some stamp sets, and I don't have this stamp set to show you, but you can see it here. With you in mind, it's got thinking of you, best wishes, happy birthday, thank you. It's hearts and stars and flowers and leaves and cupcakes, and they have added in some artwork there to show you what they did. I love that one on the right that has the 3 different colors of cardstock, and then they've done, I believe, clear embossing on top with just Versamark ink with the stars. Isn't that a cool effect? And then stamping repeated those cupcakes with the sentiment on top. So it's just paper and ink, easy peasy, then making their own pattern paper with the floral. Over here we have Simple Birthday, which is this really big stamp, and that says happy birthday. And I love what they've done. They've used the little Stampin' Spots that you get in a lot of the kits, and you can also buy a set of those. And they have created different colors across the sentiment. You can also do that with the Stampin' Write markers, with a cling stamp. Now this is a photopolymer, so it won't quite transfer as well as the cling stamps. And then we've got shadowed shapes. Look at this, strawberries. What says springtime and early summer, like strawberries, right? And we've got just a note, thank you, and then this gorgeous little leafy cluster coming up. And they've added in just a few little bits of stamping there so we can take a look at that. Then we've got this section that's called Creativity Your Way, and that's basically those of you who like to just take paper and stamps and die cuts and ink and go and create whatever you want. And so let's dive in and see what's in here. So they're talking about sweets in this section. And so sweets have a collection of materials in them. You can buy them either as a complete suite, or you can buy the individual pieces. You can buy stamps and dies as a bundle and have a little bit of savings. The sweets is also a little bit of savings when you buy them all together. Or you can buy the stamp and dies separately. All right, so the very first one, look at this page, is called Storybook Moments. And I don't know if you can see it that clearly, but oh my goodness. Just think of Peter Rabbit. It is such cute artwork, and it's gardeny, and it's springy, and it's fun, and there's all sorts of furry little woodland critters in here. So in this collection, there are a couple different stamp sets. There's one called the Storybook Garden Patch, and there are dies, so that's very gardening, pots and watering cans, and all sorts of things like that. And then we've got Storybook Friends, which are the little critters that you can stamp out. And then the dies cut out the critters, but also some frames. Aren't those gorgeous, intricate little frames? I love them. Then there's also some antique pearls that that there is for an embellishment. And there's also this ribbon here, which is the Petal Pink 3/8" scalloped ribbon. There's some plaid paper. Ooh, who doesn't love a plaid paper? And there's also the storybook paper that includes 2 sheets of die cuts. So let's take a look at these. The coordinating colors in this collection, if you're ever wondering, are underneath here. And it's Calypso Coral, Wild Wheat, Old Olive, Lost Lagoon, Boho Blue, and Pecan Pie. So let's take a look at some of these bits and pieces. Now, I don't have any of the stamps, but I do have some of the bits. So here is that scalloped ribbon. And let's see, I didn't open this ahead of time, but it's very pretty. I love the soft color. There we go. Let's get that open so we can see it. And it's got a beautiful scalloped edge. Looks like a little bit of satiny on there. And it's a very light pink. Gorgeous. And then we've also got the antique pearls. Now, for those of you who like to scrap flat or want to put things in the mail, let's see if I can get an angle on here. They're pearls, but they are flattened. So they have nice little rounded edges, but they are not as thick as what you would traditionally think of with a pearl. Yeah, Shannon, that Storybook Moments is your favorite, but they're very iridescent-y, very pearly, very pretty. So those are the antique pearls. And then let's take a look at this Timeless Plaid, which is a 6x6 paper pack. And you get 48 6x6 sheets out of this pack. And so there are 4 of each pattern. So we've got this, and then the back side is that. And then I'm going to jump to the next one. We've got this one. I'm not going to describe every one because you can see them as I put them down. And we'll be here all day if I start describing them all. But they look so gorgeous together. I like they've got different sizes of checks on the back. I love the colors that they used because they're trying to coordinate with that storybook paper collection. And they're just gorgeous. And they've mixed together. Look, that's the coral and the old olive mixed together in a gorgeous plaid. The back side. And you can see there's like a large, a medium, and a smaller check going on. Then, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I like that there's some feminine colors. There's some masculine colors. This one's fun. That's like a box check where there's a line as well as the little boxes. I think that's what it's called. If you turn it on the diagonal, watch what happens. It looks like argyle. I mean, it's very small pattern, but that's basically what you're looking at. As a box plaid becomes an argyle when you put it on the diagonal. And there, that one reminds me of rattan. If it had a few extra little bits on there, you would think it was rattan. And then we've got some lovely browns coming in. And these also remind me of, you know, the guy's flannel shirts out working in the garden. My grandpa used to go out and work in his nice thick flannel because the mosquitoes wouldn't bite him as bad. He'd have a flannel shirt on and then he'd have a sweater on. Of course, it'd be like, you know, August or July. So it would be warm. And he'd be out there, but he didn't get bitten by the mosquitoes because they couldn't get through all the layers. I love this. Doesn't that look so fresh and beautiful with the blue and the coral? That's that boho blue. Gorgeous. I love how intricate they're getting. You know, they kind of started off, some of them are a little bit plainer. And then they get sort of more gradually more intricate as you go through. And a lot of these also, besides shirts, remind me of tea towels too, right? You kind of get that tea towel textile vibe. Again, there's another one that is sort of like a box plaid. All right, so those are the timeless plaids. And I think they're gorgeous. Gonna have fun creating with those. And don't shy away from 6x6 just because you do scrapbooking. I've been having a lot of fun using 6x6s on scrapbooking pages, so it's definitely doable. Here we have the Storybook Moments 12x12 paper, and there's a good chance that I've already pillaged some things out of here. So if we suddenly have a page that looks a little awkward, don't worry about it. It's just because I've already cut into it. So there are 2 pages of this gorgeous, you would almost call it a cut-apart page. I guess it is a cut-apart page. Look at the gooses. Aren't they sweet? We've got strawberries. We've got some of the gorgeous frames, some of the little critters, sheep and squirrels, and I think that's supposed to be a little mink or a ferret. And there's a little badger, gooses, mouses, a little chipmunk down there, some carrots, all sorts of gorgeousness. So there's 2 pages of that. I'm going to set this down over here. And then look at these critters out in the blueberry patch and the cabbage patch and the carrot patch. Aren't those sweet? Oh, I didn't show you what's on the back side of this. Silly me. On the back side, gorgeous leafy pattern. Then we've got all the bunnies. And on the back side of the bunnies, look at that with the beautiful blue background, all the gorgeous strawberries. Then we've got some gardening goodness happening. And you know me, I didn't buy the stamp set because I'm going to go crazy doing some fussy cutting on some of these gorgeous patterns. And so, yeah. And the back side is this, which I think is wild wheat pattern. And then if you are a gardener, you're going to love this page. And there's a good chance. Nope. Oh, I've got it here. So there's cauliflower and artichokes and celery and parsnips and I guess it would help if I turned it the right direction. Cabbages and tomatoes and onions and peppers and radishes and green onions and peas and asparagus and corn. And every time I look at it, hot peppers, pumpkins, I see something new. So if you're a gardener, that is a page for you for sure. Then the back side of that are all these gorgeous little thatched cottages with their little country gardens all around them. Aren't those sweet? And I've seen lots of fun ideas that people have been creating with those. And then we have a whole page of cute little chippy monks who are doing all sorts of things. Swinging, riding a bicycle, picking blueberries, going to the pumpkin patch, picking acorns, got their little garden rake, catching some butterflies, got some strawberries, you name it, they're doing it. So cute. We're running out of room. And then the back side of that is this beautiful pattern. It just looks so vintage and gorgeous. And then we have 2 sheets of die cuts, and these are so fun. Look at all the critters on here, and then there's also other things like the wheelbarrow. So for those of you, unlike me, who don't like to fussy cut or you want a larger size of an image, there are oodles of them on here. Look at this gentleman sheep ready for a little stroll down the garden path. There's our little guy picking his acorn. We've got the little mouses, the bunnies. So cute. So that is Storybook Moments. How darling is that? And, you know, we had a crop not too long ago on Beatrix Potter. And then I saw that in the catalog and I thought, shoot, we jumped the gun on that crop because that would have just been ticky-boo for that. So here is some things that have been created. Look at these treat things that have been made with the plaid and the Storybook Moments paper, and then they've added the die cuts on top and a little squizzle of ribbon on there. Here's some where they've used some stamps. This one's an Easter card, and they've added in those die cut pieces. How gorgeous is that? I'm gonna sneeze. It's gonna happen again. Something went up my nose. Made me feel sneezy. And then there's a little bit of an introduction to different ways to color all these gorgeous images. So if you get the stamps, then you think about how you want to color these critters. So you can use your colored pencils, your watercolor pencils. You can paint it using ink or watercolors. You can use the Stampin' Blends. And one thing to point out is the die that goes with the Storybook Garden Patch, the one that's very gardeny. There is this sort of lump of earth, and inside the lump of earth die, you can see here a couple extra cut lines, and that allows you to tuck stamped and die cut pieces right inside, so it looks like they're growing out of the garden dirt. How cool is that? All right, next page, they're showing off the gorgeous frames that come with the stamp and die set that goes with all the little critters. So those are the gorgeous die cut frames there, and a little bit extra goodness. Isn't that a lovely layout that they've created? They've just torn the veggie paper and then added in all those little bits and pieces. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Loving that collection. Our next collection is called Friends of the Ocean. The colors in here are Melon Mambo, Calypso Coral, Pumpkin Pie, Lemon Lime Twist, Summer Splash, and Berry Burst. Very vibrant, very bright and bold colors, and definitely looks summery. And there's sort of a little comical amount of sea creatures in here. But take a look. They've layered up all sorts of die cuts and stamped images or fussy cut images to create this artwork. And then over here you can see the stamp set that goes with it, the Ocean Friends. And up there in the pink, these are the dies. So you get sort of a watery edge. It doesn't cut out a piece like this, it cuts the watery edge. And then some kelp and some coral, a little crab, a little lobster, and some little florals. Then there are some embellishments. There's also an embossing folder that goes with this, and that is the Soft Waves 3D embossing folder. It's 6 inches by 6 1/4, and then the paper pack. So let's take a look at the papers. Let me just swap out here. Now I've just kind of pulled out one set. You get 2 of each of these. So here we have all these gorgeous critters on here. Look at the little seahorses. I think those are my favorite in all sorts of the bright colors. There's also puffer fish, little prawns there, starfish, little bubbles in the background. And I love how there's like a green fish, then an orange fish, then a pink fish, then a blue fish, and little squids in there. The back side of that is a berry burst wave, and it kind of makes your eyes do crazy things. Then this page is very colorful, tiny pattern starfish. Looks lovely, would make a great birthday addition to anything. You know, stars always seem to go with birthdays. Then there's this beautiful pumpkin pie. Pecan pie. No, Calypso coral. Make up your mind. Stripe, and on the back side of the starfish. Then we've got the peach pie coming in here with an interesting elongated check. And then I think this is really pretty too, the coral on the back side, which makes just a really cool pattern. And depending on how much time we have today, I might be doing some crafting with that. Then there's this lovely ombre that's got sort of the soft waves happening, but inside the waves there are like dotted lines going as well. Lots kind of layered texture. And the back side of that is some fan pattern, little fans. And then we have some lobsters and crabs. Going out to dinner, gonna have some lobster. And then some little triangles on the back, kind of a fun pattern. This one is a very geometric, kind of doodly looking pattern in the orange. And then on the back side, we've got the lobsters, some jellyfish, some angelfish, little hermit crab going on there, some clownfish, all different colors. And so there we go. That is our Friends of the Ocean paper. Again, great for fussy cutting for those of you who like fussy cutting. I'm going to bring back in that. And I wanted to show you the embellishment that comes with this. So this is the Sunny Day Iridescent Dots. Let me just pull them right out of the package so you can see the sparkle on there. They're iridescent, but they give off a sparkle too. So they come in all sorts of fun colors. And there's 135 of these on there, different sizes, bigger and smaller. And don't those have a fun shine to them? So we've got sort of the pumpkin pie and the summer splash and the berry burst going on there. Super fun. All right, so those are the Sunny Day Iridescent Dots. Okay, next page. Oh, there's a little bit of information here about color buddies and colors that are shades of the same hue. And so they've shown some samples here. The top one there is the Summer Splash and Pool Party, then Melon Mambo and Bubble Bath. So you can do the layered stamping because that stamp set that comes with this has layers. And then pumpkin pie and peach pie, and then the final one is Calypso Coral and Petal Pink. So it's good to know how those colors work together. Our next collection is Floral Delight, and I like this one because I like forsythia. And we used to have a lovely forsythia bush outside my dining room window. It's been pulled up now because we had to fix our foundation, but it always tells you that spring is coming when the forsythia starts blooming because they bloom so early and they're such a lovely bright yellow. So we've got peach pie, daffodil delight, lemon lolly, old olive, pool party, and pecan pie. So lots of yellows, greens, and browns in this collection. Just take a look at that fun artwork. There are die sets in there. This one is layered dies, creating those florals. This one is, I think that might be fussy cut. And then there's other ones like this one that are stamped, or this one. So let's take a look. So in this collection, you can get a stamp set, Delightful Wishes, which I got because, of course, it's got the forsythia happening. It's also got some lovely sentiments. It says, wishing you were here, you all the best, you a happy birthday, lots of love, well. And then there's the florals and leaves happening there. And this is a photopolymer set, so clear stamps, which makes it easy to line those stamps up because you've got a stem and then leaves and then 2 layers of the florals happening. So Delightful Wishes stamp set. And you can also get a die set that goes with that has branches and leaves and florals and sort of a background pattern that you would have seen in this image here. See how there's sort of a cutout happening in the background? So that die does that sort of distressed cutout. Then there's also a little embellishment here that's called Tiny Bee Trinkets, and I'm going to show you those. And then there are some, what is this? Daffodil Delight Satin Ribbon. I don't have that. But then the papers are very cool. This setup here is a vellum. This is the Floral and Gingham Vellum. And then, of course, the Floral Delight Designer Series paper. So let's take a look at a few of those items up close. First off, we've got these Tiny Bee Trinkets. And when I got this, the way it was sitting in the box, it actually looked like it was empty because they are literally tiny. They did not mislead you with the name. So although there are like 40 trinkets in here, they are so tiny. Oh, look at these little bees. Oh my gosh, how sweet is that? They're so tiny. And what a cute little addition to a card or a layout. I think I would probably be more inclined to put them on a card just because of how tiny they are, but just super cute. Then let's take a look at the vellum. And again, for those of you who do anything with mini albums or projects that require chipboard, look at that. Nice big piece of chipboard. All right. Sorry. Got distracted by the packaging. Look at this vellum. Isn't that pretty? I'm just putting my hand behind. Let me put that so you can see that it's vellum. You can see through it-ish. But it's just gorgeous. And lovely forsythia and sort of daisy-like flowers and leaves. And you get 2 of each of these. So there's the second sheet of that same one. Then there's this little forsythia-like floral, and it's got a blue background, but it's still vellum. And you know, one thing that's really fun to do with vellum is put it through an embossing folder, and it creates such a fun look. And then there's the little gingham, and again, you can kind of see right there, you can see definitely vellum. It's a beautiful check, and 2 of those. So that's the vellum that is in this collection. And then we also have the designer series paper. Now this paper is going to be a little chopped up here because I've been you're going to see a project later with this. So let me kind of pull out the chopped up pieces. I don't know if you can tell that I have done some fussy cutting, but I have. And you're going to see that later. So you're getting a little sneak preview here, but we'll get to the full-size sheets here that haven't been chopped up. Look at these gorgeous flowers. Now these kind of have sort of that chrysanthemum type look to them, and lovely sunny flowers. And then the back side is this old olive, and it's very textural looking. Then we have some more florals that have sort of a blue background, a very light blue, but it's a contrast from the white. And then the back side is this teeny tiny little yellow sort of collection of dots and little leaves. And sorry, it changes colors depending on where I have it in relation to my lights. And then here we have a yellow background with white little florals and leaves. And then the same pattern as this, slightly larger grain to it, but in the pecan pie. I think pecan pie. And then a little bit smaller, and mixing those two florals, sort of the chrysanthemum or whatever you want to call it, and the daisy-like ones, and adding in these ones and the little ones in the background. And then the back side of that is a lovely sunsy check. Then we have branches of what I'm calling forsythia. And yeah, there's possibly going to be fussy cutting of that as well. This one is a little diagonal stripe, and I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but there's some dark dots and then some bigger yellow dots, and then sort of four little dots in a little square there. It's very, very soft and subtle. And then, I guess I can show the back side of that. And then we've got some of the forsythia. I can't tell if, no, it's just one page. Nice and thick. Just little clusters. And yes, that was the one that I was fussy cutting before. Backside is a lovely yellow diagonal florally geometric pattern. So that is the Floral Delight 12 by 12 designer series paper. And you get duplicates of those. They've just been chopped up. I don't know who did that. I think it was me. So you'll see that later, because we're going to work on a project with all those little bits. Because even though we're doing a catalog walkthrough, we're also going to be doing some crafting, because we can't not do some crafting. All right, so that is the Floral Delight. And then here are some ideas that are created with the stamps and the dies, making all sorts of beautiful tags. So this one was stamped in layers. This one was stamped and die cut. This one was die cut. And then over here we have ones that were done with the dies as well as with the pattern, because I believe some of the dies cut out, yes, the Delightful Wishes dies cut out some of the images from the vellum paper. How cool is that? All right, our next collection is Beautiful Bouquet. Not bouquet as in a bouquet of flowers. We're talking about the pattern bouquet. You know that effect that you get when you look at a Christmas tree and you squint your eyes and all the lights just become lovely little bubbles of light and color? That's kind of like bouquet. Or if you're looking at freshly floofy falling snow like we had here today and you squint your eyes, or if you get sun flare type little dancy bubbles when you're taking a photo, that's bouquet. B-O-K-E-H. And so this is a collection of things that are themed to that. And so we've got Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Balmy Blue, Fresh Freesia, and Berry Burst in this collection. And you can see that there are some lovely butterflies happening. And look at that shaker card. Alrighty, so in this collection we have the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set, which I don't have currently. Then there is the Beautiful Butterflies Hybrid Embossing Folder. So it's an embossing folder, but the dies fit into it. Then there are the Bitty Bouquet, Itty Bitty Bouquet Mix. I'm going to show you those, and the gorgeous paper collection in all those lovely colors. So let's take a look at the paper here. Again, this is a 6x6. You get 48 sheets. And you can see the color range here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors, and you get 8 of each sheet. So this first one is sort of like very soft little bit of almost all the colors. And you can see those little circles. And then the back side is kind of a mixed media splattery, smooshing type look, but very light. So let's grab a couple of those so you can see. Flip to the next one. There we have the gorgeous yellows. And you see those circles? That's the bouquet effect. And then on the back side, another lovely mixed media kind of splattery goodness thing happening there. As you get to the darker ones, you can kind of see that pattern a little more. And then the back side, again, lovely smushy. And none of the smushy patterns are the same. It's not like they took the same pattern and just recolored it. It's different ones each time. There's that fresh freesia. And then on the back side, more lovely smooshy. And I love how they incorporated different colors in there. It's not just straight one color. And the berry burst, so pretty. Hey Ina, nice to see you're watching. And then our last one, this I think is the balmy blue. And on the back side, a lovely smushy blue. So gorgeous patterns that you can really mix in with other papers, other collections, and either use it on its own or mix it in. So that's fun. And then we also have, I want to show that embellishment I was talking about, because one thing I had kind of noticed was that we needed more things for making shakers, because, you know, we like shakers. And not only that, when you get loose embellishments, you can use them just to embellish pages and cards, and you get a lot of them in one little container. So these are the Itty Bitty Bouquet Mix, and you can see that they're very shiny, very textured. Let me just see. Dare I open it and have them all static everywhere? There's different shapes. Some are just little circles. Some have a lot of texture around the edges. They've been embossed, and just beautiful. Isn't that so glittery? Oh my goodness. Now watch. I'm going to put the lid on and it's all going to fall all over. Will it be contained? Oh, look at that. It was just staticky enough. Now, if you have too much static in there, if you have the little pouches that you use to help when you're heat embossing to remove static, you can put a little sprinkle of the dusty stuff in here and shake it up, and that will help a little bit with the static effect. All right. And I don't have the stamp set or the embossing folder to show you. So those were from Beautiful Bouquet. And let's take a little look up close. So you can see what they've done there. They've made some simple cards just with the patterns in the background, a little bit of square on top, and a little die cut butterfly. Then a little more elaborate with that shaker in behind the butterfly. So they've used the negative space of the of the die. And then they've created the card front using the die and layered it up. So lots of fun things you can do with that collection. Our next one is called Wildflower Birthday. And this one has some gorgeous colors in it. It's pretty in pink, peach pie, old olive, soft sea foam, pool party, and gold in here. And ooh, there's going to be some foiling. I love what they've done, creating these cards, decorating a little box. and just making some gorgeousness happen. And in this collection, there is a stamp set with dies that you can get. And the dies cut out the numbers and some tassels and some pennants and different things in a pocket or a large pennant. And then there are the party dots. There's 210 little adhesive dots there. There's also some gold open weave trim, and it's an 1.5 inches wide. So it's a bit like that stuff that you crinkle up with making wreaths and things, so very textural. And then, of course, the Wildflower Birthday Designer Series paper. So let's take a look. I have a few of those items here. Oh, I just closed my book. What page were we on? Are you following along with your scavenger hunt while we go through here? If you are, you might see some stuff. All right, pull this out. So this is the paper pack, and you might be able to tell right off the bat that there is some gold foiling on here, and this is a cut apart page that you can cut and create some lovely cards and tags out of, little embellishments to add onto your pages or your cards. So there's that one. And then the back side is this orange daisy pattern. Then we have a sheet that is gorgeously decorated, little cakes with gold foiling. Some of the icing is gold foiled, some of the cake plates are gold foiled. How pretty is that? And then the back side of that is a lovely soft stripe, bringing in the pinks and the green. Next, there is a floral, sort of a mid-size pattern with lovely foiling all throughout. Pardon me, oops. I won't flip it over. I'll use the next one because there's two of each. And the back side of this is that soft sea foam. And I don't know if you can see the pattern, but it's like a little stitch, but in sort of a diamond line pattern. It's very hard to tell on the camera, I know. And then we have, ooh, look at all that lovely gold foil scalloping. Right, Deborah? The catalog does not do it justice. You're right. And then on the back side is this soft floral. All right. Then another floral pattern, sort of individual flowers. The other one had little clusters. And of course, you could fussy cut these if you wanted, with a little bit of the foiling on those leaves. The back side is a lovely pink gingham, and that would be the Pretty in Pink. And then you get two sheets. So we've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 patterns. So there's two sheets of each of 5 double-sided designs. And then we have 2 sheets of die cuts, and they're so well cut that I've left behind some of the pieces. So look at all these gorgeous pieces. Oh, that was the cupcake for that page. That are die cut, and they just like fall right out. That's how well they're die cut. So you don't have to worry about tearing anything. Lovely gold foiling on there. There's a gorgeous bunch of balloons, a couple cakes, some floral clusters for those of you who feel intimidated by clustering embellishments. Then you can totally just take the ones that are done. Lovely tassels, a slice of cake, big florals to add on, some cupcakes. Beautiful. So that is the designer series paper for the Wildflower Birthday. Let me just gather that all up. I'm not going to move it too far because I will probably dump it if I do. Now, I thought I had these embellishments, but I may have put them away somewhere. Yeah, so that's the party dots, and I have a feeling that I have tucked them in somewhere. Maybe I've put it with the projects that I'm working on later. But anyway, so that is Wildflower Birthday, And here is some artwork that's been created. Look at that lovely banner that they've created that you can embellish your room with using that pennant. This also works as a pocket, like a denim pocket. And then here's a lovely fold-out card. Lots of fun stamping and die cutting and fussy cutting, and even creating little banners to go on a decorated cake. So many things you can do for birthdays, right? All the little loot bags and things. And then there's some information about the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that you can take a look at. Some information about purchasing bundles, so you can get stamps and dies in a bundle, stamps and punches, stamps and hybrid embossing folders, stamps and dies and decorative masks, all sorts of things in there. Speaking of decorative masks, here we have the linked together bundle. And this, if you can see from the artwork there, has some interesting patterns that are created using some dies and some masks and some stamps. So there is a stamp set, linked together stamp set, that has some lovely sentiments. So happy for you, just a note, enjoy the best, wishing you a happy day, a lifetime of love, and oh. And then there are these dies here in the pink. There's a big diamond. There is sort of, I want to say chicken wire, and then an oval and a couple foliage and floral pieces. And then there is a set of masks, a set of 5, and they kind of all work together to create these fun patterns that you see over here. You can see they've used the blending brush with that, and I do actually have the masks here. So these are the linked together decorative masks so that you can kind of see. So these are 5 inches by 6 3/4, and there are 5 of them. So there's one that's sort of the small chicken wire, and of course I've got everything in behind, so it's hard for you to see. So the small chicken wire, and they kind of layer one on top of the other, and they've even put, I don't know if you can see it there, they've engraved a 1 in the corner. Maybe the light will catch it. Right below that notch, it has 1. And so if you make a little mark on your piece of paper, then there's 1, and then you can come in with 2, and you can see how it's getting bigger. And these are actually really sturdy. They're very thick. I almost feel like I have 2 of them here, but it's not. And then we've got number 3. So you're creating like different layers, and you don't have to use all of them. You can pick and choose which layers you want to use. And then this one, which if I hold it up with the first one, will kind of give you an idea where you can add color to just half of those little chicken wire openings. And then this one is a little bit florally. So again, if I hold it up with that first one, you can see that it's going to create the pattern inside there. And I think this will work lovely with that storybook collection because of all the garden-y stuff and all the critters. But it just creates lovely patterns too. And you can even use this little sort of florally one on its own. It doesn't have to be with this. And that's the great thing. They're very much like stencils, but because they're doing almost the negative space, that's why they're calling them masks, I think. That makes sense to me. So those are the linked together pieces, and you can buy them as a bundle or separately. Then here we have the Memorable Blooms bundle, and this is a stamp and die set. So you can see here in the artwork, you know, different things that have been stamped in the background, then the dies layered up on top, little sentiment added. There's this gorgeous frame, and they've added it like a little tag with a bow there on top of one of those timeless plaid. And here they've used the negative space of the octagon to create this with a little bit of stamping and coloring in behind. So in the stamp set, you've got You Mean the World to Me, Thanks So Much, You Are Awesome, Love and Thanks, You've Been on My Mind, and I Appreciate Your Thoughtfulness, as well as the 3 floral and foliage clusters. And then in the dies, you've got these frames, and then sort of the outline, and then the inside, and they all kind of work together. And then these 3 cut out the stamped images, and this is a little extra that cuts out these little leafy goodness bits back there. Next, we have the Darling Dinos bundle. And yes, even though my boys and my girl are too old for little dinos, Monica had to buy the Darling Dinos because they're so darling. So there's 3 little dinos on here now. With my great knowledge of dinos, this is a long neck dinosaur. This is a T-Rex, and this looks like a Triceratops. Beyond that, don't ask me what they are. You're terrific. Happy birthday. Hope your birthday is dynamite. You're the best. I love you. Roar means, and then whatever you want, in dinosaur. So maybe roar means you're terrific, or roar means happy birthday, or roar means I love you. And then there's some spots. There's a bow tie. There's little branches, leaves, party hats, top hats, balloons, leaves, little footprints. There's little grass, little rocks, glasses. You can put some glasses on this little guy down here, a little heart. And so super cute. And they're the photopolymers, so they're clear. You can see through to stamp and add all the little bits on there. But of course, I had to have them. Hint, hint, there's going to be a game posted at some point today. So come up with some names for these little dinos, because they need a name. They can't be nameless forever. So you can get the stamps and the dies. And the dies have all the stamps, or all the ones that cut out these ones that are in pink here. And then there's also this egg. So if you look over here, you will see, oops, sorry, floppy. This dino is inside an egg, and the little egg on top of his head, which doesn't match the bottom, but that's okay because it fits on his head. And they use the little spots to decorate the egg. Super cute. Look at this guy, leaving little footprints behind. We've got a top hat and a little bow. Oh, they used it as a hair bow too. So it, oh, you can't see that very well. Let me hold it up a little better. They used a little bow for a hair bow instead of a bow tie, but it could be both. I like it when they think outside the box. So that's the Darling Dinos. Then there's also this one, which is great for those of you who love to read or have friends who love to read. It's called For the Books. And let's take a look at the artwork. And they've stamped up shelves full of books on the card. They've made a little bookmark. How cool is that? And a little tiny note card down there at the bottom. So the For the Books comes with a stamp set as well as the dies here at the bottom. And so there's For You, Story of Us. This one's For the Books. Yours Solid, and then it gives you how many star rating. From the Library of, and then various books like what they used here on this little bookshelf. Very fun. So, For the Books. And that one is one that I have my eye on. Next up, we have the Terrific Toadstool Bundle. And so this has a stamp and punch set. And let's take a look at some artwork here. They've stamped up the little toadstools, die cut them out, added them on, and the pink one here, over here, they've done some tone-on-tone stamping with the leaves. I don't know if you can see it very well, but really pretty. And so we've got the Terrific Toadstool, and it says, just a little thank you, you are magical, popping up to say hi. And of course, because I like little mushroomy things, I did have to get that, and you will see a project with that today. So there's also the little ladybug hanging out there. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sort of different mushroomy shapes. There's a little lump of grassy knoll happening there, different stems and branches going on, and yeah, super fun. So you're going to see something with that. And there's also a punch that punches out those toadstool shapes right there. So you can layer up with cardstocks or pattern papers as well. The final bundle in this series of bundles is called Hugs for Life. Hugs for Love. Hugs for Love bundle. And so there is a stamp set. It's got lots of Valentine's and anniversary and those kind of things are thinking of you. So we've got Happy Valentine's Day, Life is Better with You, sending you a big hug. You make me smile, lots of hugs and kisses. You and I make the best team. And then there's some hearts and some interesting little framey shapes. And there is a to the point label punch that coordinates with those. And so here in the artwork, you can see they stamped up various hearts on that card at the top, layering up beautiful colors. And because they kind of overlap and they're light, they create sort of fun overlapping colors. Then they've used the punch down here to punch out some shapes and add in little tags. So, why you'll love stamps. There's some information there about different things to do with stamps. There's cling stamps, photopolymer, reversible, distinctive, and two-step stamps. Then here on this page, we have some more artwork, and these are reversible stamps. So if you see in that one that's in the frame with the yellow, the dark yellow in the background is stamped with the back side of the stamp, or the solid side, and then the flower in the front, same stamp, but the reverse side. So it has the detail of the flower. So you can use them separately or together to create layers. And so in this stamp set, there it's called Natural Botanicals. There's sort of a daisy flower, a branched leaf, a single leaf, sorry, hiccups, a triple leaf, a different kind of daisy, and then sort of a ferny looking one to me. It looks kind of ferny. Not exactly, but... And those are reversible. So there's only 6 stamps in the collection, but you use both sides. All right, then we have some Bright Borders stamp, and this works with that same punch that we just saw on the other page. So we've got, congrats, the future is bright, from me to you, thank you from all of us, yay, so happy for you, and different borders that go with that, and little extra embellishments as well. There's some artwork that they've created. And so just stamping straight on the pattern paper in behind. This one, they stamped on the punched piece and did some heat embossing. There's some embossing in the background there with an embossing folder. This one, they've added a little bit of a shaker element to that card. Very pretty. This one's kind of cutesy-wootsy. It's called One More Year. And we've got the puppy dog, the cake, the wine and cheese. It says, happy birthday. Now back to me. Happy birthday. Another wrinkle wiser. And then over here we've got aging fine like cheese and wine. At least you're not as old as you'll be next year. And how old are, you're how old? In dog years, you'd be ... And there you can see some artwork that's been created. This little stamp here with the little rays, you can see that in the first card in the blue. They've used it just as a little embellishment at the top and bottom, mixing in some of those gorgeous plaids. That looks like a nice masculine card. And then there, the puppy dog one, they've done some white heat embossing on the bright green. I'm thinking that is the one from the In Colors. Clover? Something like that. And then up here, they have done some die cutting and then used the negative. So die cut some stuff out, use the scraps as background for your card. Perfect. Adding a little stamping on top and doing some coloring with the Stampin' Write markers as well. All right, so turning the page. This one is super fun. And this is also on my, I might just have to list. It's called Totally Tiled. Let's take a look at the artwork. See how it looks like they've done a whole background, but then on this one, they've just done a little part of it and layering up with some of those nested essentials dies or stylish shapes dies. With the sentiment here, there's some of that brick embossing folder in the background, the spotlight on nature dies, and they've done some heat embossing with the stamp set. Again, this one, they've just done some light in the background using the bouquet paper in behind. Looks like it's been heat embossed. So these are the Tiled Techniques stamps. So this one creates, let me see, is that one? There, that one? Nope, that one's not shown. Oh, actually, it's the background in behind here. So it kind of creates this part, and then you can stamp it again down below, and it creates the nice frame for this card. And then this one here, if you stamped it twice, would make a nice little sort of scallopy edge circle. And then this one is the one they used over here. So it's the 4 quadrants, and you just repeat stamp it. So you can really create any kind of pattern out of the stamps. So that looks super fun, totally tiled. This next one is called Lifelong Friends. So we've got a couple groups here. We've got 2 friends and 3 friends. It says, here's to lifelong friends. There's some scatter florals there. Thinking of you, friend. So happy to have you in my life. I couldn't have picked a better friend. And then over here, we've got some examples of how they've been used and colored. Some with Stampin' Blends and some with ink and a water brush or water painter. Okay, and then a little bit of information about getting together, crafting together, earning rewards, and then sharing what you love, and an index, which comes in handy when you're looking for something and you know the name of it and you can find it quickly. And also some information about Paper Pumpkin, and quite often you will see QR codes in here, and if you're technical, unlike me, you will know how to use those and get more information, or just pop onto the website to see what's in there. So that is that catalog that we have now walked through, and then we're going to quickly go through the Sale-A-Bration Brochure, because what is happening starting today? Started 2 o'clock this morning, Eastern Standard Time. Sale-A-Bration. It's Stampin' Up's biggest promotion every year, and it runs through from January 7th to February 28th. And so if you got the catalog in the mail from me, you also got one of these with it. And this is rewards. So during Sale-A-Bration, you get rewarded for making purchases right on the spot. So it's time to celebrate our biggest sale of the year. Earn free products when you shop. How does it work? With every $75 or $150 you spend on Stampin' Up! Products before tax and shipping, you can choose a free Sale-A-Bration product from this brochure. If you join Stampin' Up! During Sale-A-Bration, you can build a starter kit full of products you choose, and you get to select 1 or 2 free bonus options. So you're going to see the information about that coming up. So what are the free things that you can get? The first one is called Documenting the Day Stamp Set, and this is free with a $75 purchase. You could choose this. You don't have to choose it. You could. So here's a layout that has been created with it. Let me show you, because I got mine. I earned it for free with my pre-order. One of the perks of being a demonstrator is you can pre-order things. And during Sale-A-Bration pre-order, we could actually earn some of these lovely fun things. So this is a great stamp set for doing some scrapbooking. And so we've got the large word day. What a wonderful day. Documenting the day. Oh, what a day. One fine day. day in the sun, a perfect day. Then we've got a little sun, a little heart, and these are photopolymer stamps, and a couple are missing right now because you're going to see that being used later. And so that is a great stamp set with large enough words that you can use them quite easily on a scrapbook layout, so that you can get free with a $75 purchase. Then you can also get the Rainbow Celebration Kit, and this kit makes 6 cards, 2 each of 3 designs. It has 6 pre-printed envelopes, and they create standard size cards, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can see that they're lovely rainbows. It has, yay, it's your day, hooray, let's celebrate, cheers, happy birthday. And it's a kit, so everything's included that you need. All the sentiments, all the embellishments, all the foam, whatever you need is already in there. So, $75 purchase, and you can get that lovely card kit. Then you can also get the Fruit Salad 6x6 Designer Series paper. How fun and colorful are these? I love. They've made a little shaker. They've made a little envelope with a card that slides in. Then they fussy cut all sorts of little fruits there and created a card front. So you get 48 sheets. So it's a regular kind of 6x6 paper. And if you have a $75 purchase, you could choose that one. Then we have the Friendly Seagulls stamp set. And I sure did. Sure did have to get the Friendly Seagulls. So there's 3 little seagulls on there. They've got a little bit of sass, a little bit of attitude. I love this guy. He's got fries in his mouth and he's got his head tipped off to the side. It says, hey friend, and there's some seagulls up in the air. I love you more than French fries. Or if you're on the British side, I love you more than chips. And of course we've got our French fries there. There's some little fishes, some seashells, some little bubbles or beach stones. And I just love their feet. They're like little seagull puddle duck feet. So fun to play with. And that is also available for a $75 purchase, as well as Day to Celebrate. All day your way. Congrats. Happy birthday. OMG. Hooray. It's a good day to celebrate to you. We've got a party hat and a pom-pom, some streamers, a nice little ribbon there. And so you can see how those sentiments have been used on these cards that have been created. Down here at the bottom, you can also get the Starstruck embossing folder. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that enlarged little circle they've created. So it creates like little starburst all over a pattern with little bubbles in between. So that's a 4 1/2 by 6 1/4 embossing folder. So those are all free with a $75 purchase. Not all of them with one purchase, but you could choose one of them with your purchase. Then we also have the terrific toadstools, and this works really well with that terrific toadstool stamp set you can buy from the mini catalog. And then you can get the terrific toadstool paper, which, yeah, so I kind of had to have it because it kind of went with, you know, with my stamp set. So again, it's a 48 sheets. Let's give you a little look at it here. So there's some toadstools, nice bright colors, some foliage. I'm going to go quickly here. This one is super fun. Backside, some little dots in a funky pattern. And then we've got some sort of ombre toadstools, a little bit of a birchwood looking design there. We've got some stripies in all the colors. And then the back side is teeny tiny little dots. And then we have little clusters of toadstools with acorns and ladybugs happening. Actually got 2 there. Backside is that. And then look, snails. You know, I was even just going to get it just snails. And ladybugs, and then a little bit of a diagonal design there. And I hope the video is still working for you, because mine was just loading there for a minute. So that's all the papers in this 6x6 toadstool paper pack. You can also get a Fresh Freesia 3/8 inch seam binding ribbon, so nice and crinkly, with a $75 purchase, 10 yards. And then you can also get this Pick a Season stamp set. And of course I have that one. So it creates a lovely tree. And do I still have it? I was stamping. I was playing with this one earlier. Where did I put it? Oh, I tucked it away somewhere. I should have left it out so I could show you. I stamped the tree and I put the little flowers in behind, and I had the fence and the grass, and now I've misplaced it. So you can get that free with your $75 purchase as well. Sorry, just taking a drink there. All right. Another thing that you can get would be the Dance With Me stamp set. So we've got these two couples having a little dance. There's some sort of light bulbs, strings. There's hearts and music notes. And I'm not sure what this swooshy bit is. Hopefully somebody can tell me. A little bit of bling bling. So that's Dance With Me. There's no sentiments on there, but hopefully you can see it in the artwork. I love how they've created that spotlight with a little bit of masking and a blending brush. And then there's also some adhesive back sequins in all sorts of little purpley bits. So Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, and White. So that can be got for free with a $75 purchase. And then with also a $75 purchase, you can get the Bloom Impressions 12x12 designer series paper. Now, I don't have that one to show you, but it's very colorful. Comes in with colors that coordinate our Azure Afternoon, Daffodil Delight, Melon Mambo, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, and Shy Shamrock. And they've created some pretty artwork with those. Alrighty, now moving up to the $150 level. So there's some things that you can get if you reach $150, and they are bundles. So you get a stamp and a die together. So here is the one that's called Heart Shaped, and so you get 8 stamps. We've got My Heart Loves Your Heart, Thank You, My Thoughts of You Are All Heart-Shaped, Just Because I Care, Hello, then this beautiful floral heart, and then some flowers and leaves to go with it. Then in the die part of the bundle, you get the die that cuts out a foliage heart, and then the coordinates with those flowers right there, and then extra flowers and leaves, and sentiment strip. So there you can see that they have been used to create these projects, adding in some other things, of course. There's those masks in use in behind there. And so that's with a $150 purchase, the heart-shaped bundle. And then there's also Corner Bloom stamp set. And this is 8 stamps in this set. And it creates lovely corner and border images. And even here, they just used it in the background. But you can see how they've layered it on top of this photo. Some in behind, some in front, stamped and fussy cut. Here it's just stamped right on there and then colored. And again here on this little tag, remember that's that die from the other set that we were looking at earlier that makes the pennant. And then there is an offer for people who would like to join Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator or as a happy shopper. So you can join as a demonstrator, and there are 2 options during Sale-A-Bration. So option number 1, when you join during Sale-A-Bration, you can build your starter kit, and you choose any products that you want up to $165 and you pay $135. So you're getting an extra $30 worth of product, and it includes the shipping, so you don't pay shipping on your starter kit. Nice. And then plus, you'll get to choose one of two free bonus options to add. So on top of the $30 of free product, you're also going to get two options here. You can get your choice of two marker sets from the Stampin' Write marker assortments, either brights, neutrals, regals, or subtles, plus a beautiful stamp set exclusively designed to work with them. So you can pick two different marker sets from Stampin' Write markers, and you get this Handmade Designs stamp set, which is going to be very hard for you to see on here. There's sort of a little cluster around Handmade by, Have the Best Day, Thank You So Very Much, and then there's a potted plant and a single plant that actually looks very similar to what's in the delightful florals. The one that was all yellows. That looks very much like the chrysanthemum type thing. So that's option one. So you can get your $165 worth of products for $135, and then you can add two marker sets and a stamp set for free. Or you can get your $165 worth of whatever products you want and pay $135 and get your choice of an additional $41 in free products. So in this case, with the 30 here plus this, you would be getting $71 worth of free products of your choice. So you can either pick from this option or this option if you want to join during Sale-A-Bration. And there's a QR code. You can find out more about that. Then there are also options of having a gathering, either an online party or a messenger party, that kind of thing. And if you have either your own order or an order with friends that reaches $375 from your party or your own order, if you really have to stock up on a lot of stuff, you get to choose an additional $37.50 worth of products from the catalog or the online store for free. So that's a little extra bonus if your order is a large order. So that's super fun. So there we go. We have made our way through the mini catalog and the Sale-A-Bration, and yes, that did take us a while, but we're going to take a little pause now, and you can go on the group and see what has been posted so far, and I will be back on here at 5:45. So that gives you 7 minutes, maybe 6 minutes, to go to the bathroom, get a drink, grab a snack, and then come back and we're going to do some crafting. So we'll see you at 5:45. All right, toodaloo. Bye.